Hello Muse makers! Today we're going to be doing a beautiful cherry blossom painting with a lovely little bridge. I'm going to be using just 3 colors today. I have white, black, and red. I'm going to go ahead and put my paint to the side, and we're going to talk about the brushes that we're going to be using today. I have one medium square brush, one brush that is flat and round at the edge, and one small pointy brush. First up, we're going to mix a gray. So with our medium brush, I'm going to grab a scoop of white and a very small touch of black, mix up a nice light gray shade. Then using just the blade or the tip edge of our brush, if you look at it straight on, you should see a nice straight line. We're going to take that and draw a line to divide our canvas to figure out what is sky and what's water. This line is going to be just lower than center of our canvas, maybe like an inch lower than center of our canvas, and draw a line across. It does not need to be perfect though, so make sure to breathe through drawing your line. Now we want to get our brush clean, and we're going to be putting it into all that white paint and filling up our entire sky with this white. Next, we're going to get our brush into that gray shade that we mixed up, and starting in the top right corner at a nice angle, we're going to be painting this in and have it blend with the white paint as we blend it in. So basically the top corner is going to be the darkest spot, and as it blends with the white, as we get further down our canvas, it's going to get lighter and lighter and just melt away. Then with the clean brush, we're going to get back into white paint, and we're going to be throwing white all down in the middle of our water. Then getting back into that gray, we're going to be sweeping from the edge of our canvas in towards the white paint. And we want them to blend a little bit. We're going to do that to both the left and right side edge. Next, we're going to make our gray just a tad bit darker by adding some more black into it. And then we're going to sweep that on top of those gray areas just to make those a little bit darker in the corners. Now, if you ever feel like you have too much of one color, you can always go back into the white or the light gray to break up those chunks of color. Next, we're going to focus on the pieces of land that are kind of in our water and back on our horizon line. I'm going to be using my thin pointy brush in black paint. I'm going to start on the leftmost landmass, starting at about an inch, maybe a half an inch above my horizon line, and wiggling down into my water, stopping just shy of the middle. Then along the bottom edge, I'm going to draw a straight line to meet where that line ended. Now the piece on the right, I'm going to start in my water to make sure I don't come too close to the other landmass, and starting a little bit further up in my water, then wiggling it over and making sure this one again goes higher up than the one on the left. Drawing that line across, and then you can switch to a larger brush if you want, or you can use this same brush to paint this all in with black. Now while that's still wet, with a clean brush, I'm going to be getting into some white paint. We're going to be doing these really simple sweeping motions, little dab motions into these land masses to give it this rocky texture. Now we're going to focus on the bridge. So with your small pointy brush, we're going to be getting into some black paint. We're going to start by drawing a nice rainbow shape connecting the left and the right landmass. It's not going to go too high up or else that bridge would be pretty hard to climb. So a nice shallow rainbow, and then we're going to do that same rainbow again about an inch, inch and a half, maybe even 2 inches above that rainbow shape we just made, making sure that it stays the same width apart the entire way over. Now we want to connect those two lines together with little posts. These posts are going to be straight up and down, and they want to be placed evenly apart. You can put as many or as few of these as you wish. And then using very light pressure, we're going to do a very thin line just below that top rainbow line to connect all the posts together. Last part for the bridge is adding a little bit of highlighting. So with a clean brush and white paint, just going to add a few white lines to the top and bottom rainbow shape in the bridge. Next, we're going to focus on our tree using our thin pointy brush in black paint. We're going to start at the tip of your longest branch using very light pressure, barely touching your canvas. You're going to wiggle all the way over to the right side of your canvas and then start to go downwards. And as you work downwards, you're going to add pressure to your brush to make the line really, really thick. Because we always know the bottom of your tree trunk is the thickest part of the tree. Now when we do our branches, I like to start on the tip of each branch and then have it merge onto the main tree branch or tree trunk. You basically just don't want any 90-degree angles for your branches. Make them look like the letter Y. Next, I'm going to be taking a little bit of white paint with a clean pointy brush and adding just a few highlights along my pieces of land, giving it that really, really rocky texture by just randomly throwing in a couple of these wiggles. Now let's talk about these blossoms. We're going to take a clean pointy brush and mix up a nice hot pink. We're going to grab just a little bit of white and a nice big scoop of red. Mix, mix, mix till you can't mix no more. And these petals are pretty simple to put in. We're simply just going to dot them in pretty close to all of our branches. You may have a few that are kind of randomly out and about in the sky or in your water because those petals do float away. They come off the branches, they float in the wind, they fall in the water. Now, unfortunately, my camera did stop when I was doing all these other details, but I'm going to describe them very quickly. Still with all those petals, if you want to add lighter petals, you simply just add some white paint to the pink, dot them in the same way, add more white, dot them in, and then using just plain white paint at the end to get all the little highlights for your petals. And that is the last step to this beautiful cherry blossom painting. Don't forget to sign it once you are finished and post on social media, tag us at Muse_Paintbar so we can check them out. We'd love to see what you're painting at home. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And with that, don't forget to always paint outside the lines.